Welcome back. This is Christine Zeitler with the Olean Public Library, and today we're going to take your 2-ply yarn, wind it into a skein, and finish it. So, the first thing that we're going to do is start unwinding it from the spindle. And we're going to use your arm as what's called a niddy-noddy. Usually a niddy-noddy is a device with 2 arms that are at cross purposes and a shaft in between, and you wind it in a particular pattern. We're not going to worry about that part today. All we're going to do is make a simple skein. So, holding onto the end, using your fingers, you just take your spindle and start winding it around your elbow. You don't want to wind it too tight because you're going to have to get it off of your elbow at the end. So, just keep going. Remember to keep a hold of your first end so that you know where it is. And once you get to your second end, what you're going to do is you're going to take this end and you're going to wrap it around your yarn. So, I'm going to take it, and it's on the inside of my arm, and I'm going to pull it, part of it, to the outside of my yarn so that it starts to wrap around it. It goes diagonally, and then take my other hand and put the end through that wrap. And it's a very simple little cinch, and it's not going to come undone too easily. And you want it to be sort of loose. You don't want it to be very tight. And then I'm going to take this end and wrap it in a figure 8 so that it goes through the yarn, then under this one to come back around so you can see that it's looped around the yarn, and then I'm going to pull the end through this loop down here. And all this is doing is sort of securing your yarn so that it's not going to go anywhere. So once you've done that on one side, you take your initial tail and do the same thing on the other side. It is, right now it's on the outside of the yarn, so I'm going to hold this out of the way and take a portion of it and put it to the inside of the yarn so that it's going diagonally across the yarn. Take your tail, pull that through itself, cinch it just a little bit, take your tail again and put it through the yarn in a figure 8 pattern. And then through its own loop. And this way your yarn shouldn't become too tangled, and if it does become tangled while you're washing it, all you have to do is find one of your ends and gently pull at it, and that'll cause your skein to form. So we'll take this off of my elbow, and I have a skein. It twists on itself because it's got a lot of energy right now. So the next step is to take your skein and put it in some warm water. You don't want it boiling hot, but you certainly don't want it cold. And let it set for 15 minutes, and that's going to relax the twist, and it's going to cause your yarn to plump up a little bit. Once you've done that, hang it somewhere where it's going to get some air circulating around it, and your yarn will dry as a skein and be ready to do whatever you would like with it. So, if you're an introvert, please check on your extroverts. I'd love to see your skeins of yarn.